Hey there, welcome to another episode of Storytime with Elroy. You know, summer is such a good time. I think I've said that before, but it is fun. Unless you're like in the south, then it's really hot. I mean, it's good if you're by water, but kind of hard if you're out on a long run or something. But the thing is, summer in the mountains is wonderful. But something you have to be aware of is it can be quite cold. Now, this story I'm about to tell you took place several years ago. You see, I live at sea level, but I went to hike a big mountain. And the thing is, when you're going to altitude, there are some things that you need to be careful about. First of all, what is altitude? Altitude really just means that you're high up. So for this particular example, I live at 0, which is sea level, and this was up at about 12,000 feet, which is pretty high when you're living at sea level. Now, the thing is, it usually takes time to acclimate to those heights. And there are some things you can do to help yourself acclimate. But I really hadn't been doing them. So I woke up at 3 in the morning, and the goal was to hike 2 mountains that day. And I set off with my friends. Binky was with me, as well as some others. And after a while, I started feeling really dizzy. And this, my friends, is one of the symptoms of altitude sickness. Now, when you have altitude sickness, it's not smart to keep going up the mountain because I was very disoriented and something bad could have happened. So I told my friends to carry on and I relaxed in this valley. Now, it was still quite dark outside. And so I would walk in circles just because when it's really dark like that and when it's really cold, you don't want to go to sleep because that can be dangerous. But I was walking around and I kept thinking that I was seeing like mountain lions and wolves. I did do quite a bit of singing though. Like, I have cold feet. I have cold feet. I wish my feet weren't cold. Oh, my feet are cold. But if you don't want to have cold feet, you just gotta dance. Dance with me. I do a 1, a 2, I dance for you. And no more cold feet, a happity boo. Cold feet, a happity do. I don't have cold feet, don't you know? Because I'm dancing, a dancing, 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 da boo ba doo boo. It was actually such a good song that some of the mountain wildlife came to listen. Those little pikas, they were all there and they were doing little choruses with me. When I would say, cold feet, they would say, don't you know? Say, cold feet, don't you know? They don't have feet. They have paws. But I assume they get cold too, so they really understood. But anyways, it was quite a long time before the sun rose, but let me tell you, when it rose, it was one of the most amazing things for me. The sun rose, and I went back to the camp, and I got some good rest. Now, there were some learning experiences through this. One of the first things is that if you're in the mountains and you want to try to limit the chance of getting that horrible altitude sickness, a good thing you can do is drink a ton of water. That's what I did the next time I went hiking, and I didn't have any issues. You see, I hadn't had enough water. The other thing is make sure that you're having good nutrition. I had taken this dehydrated food, and it kind of tasted like dog food, so I didn't eat that much, and that was not good. And lastly, getting some good sleep is also important. The night before, I got like 3 hours of sleep. So, anyways, there are a lot of bad things there. But the most important thing was drinking more water. I should have had more water. But the good thing is that I learned from that experience, and the next year when I hiked, it was so much more fun, and I made it to the top. Hiking is so fun when you're not sick. When you are, then you just end up singing songs. Cold feet, don't you know? Cold feet, don't you know? I gotta hike down the mountain, so I don't have cold feet, don't you know? Cold feet, don't you know? Here I go, I'm hiking down the mountain to have some beef jerky and water. Cold feet, don't you know? It's a good one, right? I think the pikers liked it. Such cute little guys. I don't know why I made that, because I'm not gonna eat them. They're like little, almost like squirrels. And I mean, squirrels aren't bad, but I didn't need to eat them. Beside the point. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Storytime with Elroy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.